Hello everybody, my name's Kiahonfire and welcome back to New World. Today I'm going to be doing a video about insane levels, a really great way to get scrap and all that just within about 30 minutes. So you can go ahead and do this. All you need is some people to do it, or I can show you an alternative way which doesn't need so many people to do it. Now, what you're seeing on screen right now is corruption portals, and anybody who played the alpha of this game will be like, well, when it was back like then, you used to get a lot of XP, and they did nerf this actually, because it was one of the best ways to get XP back in the alpha of this game. But it has come back around into fruition. There is actually a very efficient way to get XP with these, and all you need is a team of people to do it. So that works out fine. So it's not as good as it used to be, but it's still a really good way to do it that way. And if I show you how I've been doing it, then you can understand why this activity may be good to start doing again than when it wasn't so much good to do it when it was highly nerfed. So with all of that out of the way, let me explain what goes on here. So now and again, I've been seeing in the chat line, people are asking to group up for corruption portals. And pretty much what ends up happening is you get, I don't know, you start getting 1 group, 2 group, 3 group, 4 group, etc. And you can get really big groups of people doing this. You only really, in theory, need like 2 groups to do this most efficiently when we're talking about time efficiency. But any more than that, of course, definitely helps with this because things are going to go down a lot quicker, especially if you're looking to do the higher level corruption portals. But today the example I have on screen is going to be level 35. I've started doing level 45 on my own, so this one's just going to be shown on the 35 and maybe a little bit of 45 on the clips I'm going to show. But from what I noticed doing these, I seem to get about a consistent amount of XP every time I completed one of the minor ones. Was about 600 to 700 XP, and then sometimes, especially when I go for the higher level ones and I'm not quite up to that level yet, I seem to get over 1,000 XP per one of these, and you get more of course if you do the major breaches too. Then you gotta remember all the mobs you kill in here, the bosses, etc. is all gonna give you experience as well along the way. So this is gonna go really good because, you know, they're gonna die really fast with a big group, and then that's gonna be some quick XP and get done fast in a big group as well. And of course, this is really good when you have the easier ones to do too, because a lot of the time you don't actually have to fight many of the mobs. You just need to go ahead and use your stick on the orb that you need to go ahead and use your Azov staff on, and then complete it right away. So you can get some of these done really quick in just one group if you wanted to. But like I say, having a really big group is most efficient, and you'll probably start seeing it on your own server if you haven't already, that people are asking to go around and do corruption portals in massive groups, and you're pretty much going to do rotations of one area. So in the area I was in, it was Cutlass Keys, and pretty much it was, we had loads of points going around in a big circle around Cutlass Keys, and every time we would do one loop, more would spawn, so we could just keep going clockwise around Cutlass Keys and getting as many corruption portals as we could get our fingers on, and pull everybody on the way into these as well, because they see this big group doing them, they're like, hey, I want to join, I want to do part of this, and get in on some of that experience, and it works out very well that way. You just got to remember to make sure to get hits on things so it does count for you and contribute in here. Of course, it does help to have healers, but with this many people, you're bound to have healers, etc. in here as well. And that's really going to help you out. Just go ahead and smash. You don't really need to focus. It's a pretty mindless activity. You can just smash things and be fine. You don't have to worry about any dodging really much or using your brain, because things just die too quickly for that to be a thing that you need to do. Of course, unless you're going in one group, and then you might need to do that a little bit more and work together. But just with so many people together, it's insane. These things get done so fast. Like, the minor ones can get done within about 1 to 2 minutes or less, depending on what the activity is. Tentacle corruption portal gets done really fast. The one with the cysts on them gets done really fast. The one where you have to go inside of the corruption area and get the ball on the ceiling is also really fast. The major ones do take a little bit more time, so that the portal ones will take more time because they spawn in waves. and the big one also does too. There is a really big one that just has cysts that you need to go for on each side, and that's quite a quick big one to do. But this one, well, you know, most of them can get done pretty fast. The slowest ones to do is probably the portals, from what I'm recommending you right here. So you just go ahead and go through, and you pretty much just go through the waves, grind it like you would normally do in a corruption portal, and then you can just go ahead and complete it really fast. Of course, it doesn't matter what faction gets it nowadays. It used to be a thing where only the green faction, if they were to cleanse the portal, that they would only get the prize, but now it doesn't work like that. Green, purple, yellow can all get it from, you know, being in this activity together. It's not only one faction that can claim the prize, so that works out really nicely, and I'm really thankful they did that, because it used to get so toxic when you didn't have that as a system, because people would just run in and claim it behind your back even though you'd done all the work for it, and that would just be so toxic, dude. Oh my god, I'm so glad that's not a thing anymore. But this works out really well. I'm just doing this, so pretty much what I was just doing is just, you know, 1 to 2 minutes in one corruption portal, then we'd hop over to the next one that was nearest, and just go around in one big loop. So that had gave it time to kind of spawn in more of them around the side that we weren't on, and we could just keep going around. Now, you don't have to do this just in Cutlass Keys. You can do this just about anywhere where there is corruption portals. I recommend that you do this in a place that is overrun by corruption portals, because that's when you're going to get the most action. So today I was playing, and it was all about Weaver's Fen. People were in Weaver's Fen, although Weaver's Fen does kind of suck a bit because you have to walk through a lot of water, so I'd imagine that would be one of the slower places to go for it. But they were doing it everywhere. They were doing it in the higher level areas as well, 45 ones, Morningdale, etc. And you can go higher, remember that as well. So you can do this throughout all the kind of levels. You can go from 25, 35, 45, 65, and all of that business, and get your XP through that and get a bunch of scraps. In this video as well, at the end, I'm going to show you what I got from all of my rewards. Now, I was a little bit over leveled for this, so I'd probably benefited from this more if I came in here lower than 35 or 35. But I was literally just doing this to level myself up. And within 1 hour, I leveled up twice doing this event right here. So it was actually very efficient for me to do this in this stage, because I really needed 40 for the main quest. So doing it this way got me those levels very efficiently, very fast, in my opinion. I didn't have to run really anywhere special or use my A's off. I farmed a lot of A's off actually doing this event by just, you know, hacking and moving with the group. So it's good for A's off farming as well, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty good. And I'll show you what I got on my rewards. I got a lot of scrap in the end, and I could sell a few things as well. Although I'll be honest, on my server, the market's kind of crashed quite a bit unless you have some really special items. Because everybody's selling things at a lower price than someone else. So that means the market crashes, and then it eventually becomes not worth selling some of the items that you get, unless there's none of those kind of items or a very limited supply of those kind of items around. I only really start selling blues nowadays. If there's not loads of them, because they just don't seem to sell otherwise. Like, I don't really sell greens anymore, because they've been made so cheap in the store that it actually makes me lose money to sell these things. It's better this way. If I just scrap, I can use the scraps, and that helps me a lot. So if you're having a trouble with armor scraps and you can't repair things as well, perhaps you've had a couple of really bad expeditions where you've needed to repair a lot of things, then running these corruption portals in a good big group can help you out very much. So I definitely recommend, if you want to do this efficiently, a minimum of 2 groups together. That way you can get the portals done really fast together, and you don't have to worry about it too much. Either that, if you're one group and if you want to make this more efficient for yourself, make sure you focus on trying to cleanse the orb with the Azov staff. That'll be your top priority. So if you have the tentacle, you can always do that at range. You don't have to go in there. You can shoot it at range and kill the tentacle so it doesn't hit you. You don't lose any health. And then you can go in and just get the people to kind of lure and distract the mobs, and have one guy go in and cleanse. This works pretty much the same for the other events as well. You just need some distraction people so you can go ahead and cleanse without having to actually kill the boss a lot of the times. So it works out very well that way. Although, again, having that big group means you can kill the boss and get that extra XP as well. which is kind of nice. And that this method doesn't really work on portals either. So you just be wanting the ones where you go inside to pop the cysts or get the tentacle if you're in one small group and wanted to make this a very efficient activity. So yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. Now I'll let you enjoy the unboxing I have going on here. It's very satisfying. You can see all the kind of loot I've got, and it was a very nice occasion. So at the end of the hour, after I finished doing these portals, I actually ended up with 58 minor chests and 6 major chests to use. These are 1-star ones because of course I did this one in level 35. If you do the higher level ones, you get more stars, of course, and of course you can get a little bit more XP doing that as well. Since I got literally 1,000 the other day for doing a 45, which was pretty awesome. Rest a bonus, woohoo! But yeah, it was very nice. So yeah, let me just open these up and see what we get. I do get some nice bits in there. There's some blues, some greens, and I'm gonna scrap a lot of it. I do believe I did keep a few bits in here, but lots of really nice gear anyway. I got a really nice selection, lots of scrap. You'll see I started off with 977 scrap, and once I scrapped all the greens I wanted to scrap, I ended up with 1143 scrap on me. And then I had these blues I wanted to sell and see if they would sell. So that's quite a nice inventory of scrap for just 1 hour of work, I'm not gonna lie. There was really nice profits there. Some nice profit, some A's off as well. So it was really nice that way. Lots and lots of good stuff. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.